Hello everyone, Shaz here from Sharon Dalton Independent Stampin Up demonstrator here in central Queensland in a little tiny town called Go Gang Go. Glad to be here on a Thursday night for you. We are going to play with a few colouring mediums tonight. I don't have anything planned. I just want to show you a few different techniques and stuff like that, which I'll find myself on the other. Hello Joe, how are you, love? Find myself on the other device first before we get started. Hope you've had a lovely day. Okay, let's go here and not there. We're going to make sure the volume's down because we don't want to have noise. Oh, look at that. It says I'm live, so let's go there. I'll just make sure that I'm definitely don't have any sounds on anywhere else. Volume, yes, everything is down. Well, that's good. Well, I hope you've had a lovely day, Joe. I know that you're still away in Brisbane, so I don't know tonight if I will get comments or not because Facebook has been glitching a little bit, so I don't know if we're going to get comments. So far on the live on my other phone, I haven't seen any comments. Hello Kay, how are you? I might just go in and out. Can either of you pair comment and let me know if you're watching, where you're watching from, so that I can see if a comment will pop up, please. While I'm just waiting for a few more people, tomorrow is the last day to subscribe for Paper Pumpkin for the April kit, and then from the 11th to the 10th of next month you can subscribe for the May kit. So Paper Pumpkin is a subscription based, there we go, thanks Kay. Hello Jules, how are you? Subscription based kit delivered to your door, so very much like our kits collection boxes. But Paper Pumpkin is something that's been going in America, North America, for the last 13 years. So we've finally got Paper Pumpkin to all the other markets that South Pacific, that Stampin Up are available to purchase in. So if you have your favorite demonstrator in a different country, you can order with them, but you can't do it if you're an Australian and you want to subscribe to someone in America or Canada or Germany or whatever. You have to subscribe, be a resident of that country. Today's the last day to do that. Now I do have to make a couple of cards, but I just thought we buy all this product and sometimes we don't actually use it because we see something done with it and we're not quite sure, you know, what that person did, or we bought it because we thought that was a great idea but haven't ever played with it again. So a few different things that I know what I don't have here is my white cardstock. Oh yes, I do have some. So I do have some. Oh, maybe not in this box. Don't you just love it? Is there a little tiny stash down there? Sometimes I have oh yes, I do. I do have a stash of it. I have these little boxes and I keep keep my extra bits of cardstock in there, and if I've cut some, hello Denise, are you home? Hello Glenda, how are you? Lovely to see both of you here. Yeah, no, yeah, so I just thought we'd have a play with some products today, just because we're getting some new ink pads. Don't forget that your favorite InColors, just trying to find where I've put them. Oh, that's right, I've put them down lower. These guys will be leaving us pretty in pink. Look at it. Oh, it's so pretty. I'll be sad. What's this one called? Peach Pie. Shy Shamrock. It's one color I didn't use a lot of, actually. Summer Splash is lovely, lovely, lovely. I loved it. And Petunia Pop. So don't forget, if you need to get your re-inkers or any more cardstock or any of that kind of stuff, get it before the 4th of May. So, okay, I'm going to flip you down to the desktop. I have a couple of things on there to show you. Oh, you're still away, but you're watching me. Well, I feel privileged. Thank you very much. Hope you're having a lovely time. Denise is in Japan, so yeah, lucky ducky. But anyway, I'm going to flip the camera and show you a couple of things. Just get myself sorted here. Ready? Look away if you get giddy. Let's see if we can zoom in this desktop today. Oh, look at that. We got it today, girls and boys, if you're watching. Okay, that's a bit better. Okay, so we've got some different mediums here. We've got some blends. Now, the thing that I will tell you about blends is that I don't colour very much with them. I colour a little bit, but I don't colour a lot. But the first thing I do when I get a packet of blends is I test them to see if they're working. So that's, and I test both ends to make sure they've got ink in them, because there's nothing worse than going to try your blends out and they don't work. Sometimes they just evaporate. Sometimes they have a little crack in this barrel, just, you know, whatever the case might be. But just make sure that you push them on very tightly. So I always check them when I get them, just to make sure they're full of ink. Because, hello mum, how are you, love? Because sometimes they do, they are dried out, unfortunately, when we get them, because we don't know how long they've been sitting in the warehouse. So these are all the new colours, which I should have said. This one is Barely Blush, so it's a very, very light, light pinkish colour. This one is a very nice peachy kind of colour. That one's called Crisp Cantaloupe. That is a returning colour. This one is called Golden Glow, which I think I'm going to love. Hello Anita, how are you, love? I'm just telling everyone about checking their blends before they leave them sitting in the cupboard for 6 months. And we got comments tonight, Anita, so that's lovely. So yeah, I just do a little test on them. And they come in a pair. So you get a light and a dark in each of the colours. Oh, that one felt a bit loose. Yeah, make sure they're really clipped on. But so far, so good. Oh, they're a bit tough. There we go. And then this is how they come, packaged like this in a pair. So if one goes dry, you do unfortunately have to buy two. So you might end up with a couple that you've got maybe the light or the dark. Oh, that's very purple, whereas I thought it would be a bit more bluer than that. Yes, I'm thinking that that's more a purple hue. Fabulous. Did you do anything different? Did I do anything different? No, Anita, I didn't. I simply just came on. So yeah, so they're our blends. So we are getting a new hybrid ink. I have not ordered it because, like I said, I do not do a lot of colouring, so I figured there's not much point in me getting it just yet. My Memento works fine, but Memento is no longer in our Stampin' Up catalogue, so that's why they bought this hybrid ink in. Now, it is a little bit different to our other inks in the fact that it doesn't dry immediately like Memento. So you want to use Memento because these are alcohol pens, and this is a water-based ink here. So you don't want to use an alcohol-based ink like StazOn. And StazOn is no longer in the catalogue either, I believe. So, yeah, so I'm going to just do a couple of little stamps here with this one. Now I'm going to use... Yes, I've got a couple of extra refills too, Anita. So, like I said, I'm not very good at colouring, but I'm going to give a couple of leaves a go with our Peaceful Pine. Okay. Like I said, I don't know if we actually will make a card, make a card tonight, or we'll just be doing some techniques. So I've already used these ones, so I don't need to use my, what do I call it? Come on, girls, help me out. My clear ink pad. Versamark. Let's try it first. It is a little bit patchy. Let's give it another little go. I'll try this other one. Yeah, I haven't heard great reports of this new hybrid ink, so hopefully someone will have a solution. That looks pretty good. Now, let's just stamp this leaf. Oh yeah, there we go. Now let's do this one too. So I've got a few different mediums here tonight. We are going to use our re-inkers, our brand new re-inkers as well. So here's our two leaves. That's better. Just give that wipe off. Don't like leaving the ink on it. Okay, so now, like I said, I'm not a colourer, so I tell you, if you really want to learn from someone, Alyssa Tilsner in Australia here does some beautiful colouring, and so does Jay Sereno, and I think he is a UK demonstrator. So I'm just going to start with the light, and I'm just going to blend it up all the way. I'm just doing, well, there we go, we're back. I'll plug the phone in so I don't get, how's that? How's that? Does that look okay? Yeah, we're very lucky that our designers put these lines in for the blending lines and shadows and that. So that was done with the tip. And this I'm just going to colour with the felt tip or the nib. Now just you have to be a bit more careful with the nib because it does tend to get a little bit furry on the ends, but you can see that the nib doesn't give you those little scratchy lines like the nib, the pen end does. So I'm just going to go over that and colour it now again just to give it an all over finish. Now a lot of colourers, they actually don't go right to the edge, and I just did that and it went right over the edge. It blended out of the lines, but anyway, we'll see how we go. Okay, so this is the light one, and then now I'm going to bring in the dark. Am I close enough? Maybe I need to go a little bit closer. If I can get it to zoom some more, there we go. That's a bit better. Righto, let's see if that looks better. So on this one, I'm just going to follow these lines and put a bit of darkness in there. And then the beauty of the blends is, like I said, I'm no expert in this, but the beauty of the blends is we can go back in with the lighter colours and we can blend those colours through so you don't have those stark lines. Right, so I'm going to go back with the light now and just blend over the top of it. Who else uses blends? I know some people don't really like the blends, so they don't tend to use them. Let's give it some more dark again now. And you can see how you've got that texture in the grains of the veins of the leaf, sorry. There we go. And when you leave it for a while, you love them, Anita, do you? When you leave it for a while, they tend to fade because they evaporate with the you know, because they're alcohol, they'll go a little bit lighter. So let me just see, this one says dark and this one says light. So I'm just going to colour this other one in again, but I'm going to use the nib because I feel like you get a, you love blends too, Glenda. I don't use them nowhere near as much as I probably should. I'm a bit scared of them. I'm a bit of a perfectionist, I suppose, and then that being said, that I, you know, have to feel like I have to do it perfect, and it has to look like what a leaf looks like in the real life. But you know, is there a perfect leaf? Never. So okay, so we've got some dark now, so I'm just going to come back in and give those veins some. Practice makes perfect, I know. I think it's just getting that confidence, but I have loved watching Alyssa Tilsner, and I love watching Jay, but oh, he's just such a talented artist. Oh no, my daughter cut the top off her finger tonight, rang me in hysterics because she had Ellie at home and she couldn't go anywhere. And I said to her, she was cooking dinner, and I said to her, oh, just order some dinner, darling. I said, don't worry about it. You can cook the chicken tomorrow night. So she's just said that she's sent, whoop, sorry girls. She's just said that she's waiting for pizza. Oh, she's at the park waiting for pizza, where the pizza shop is. There's a garden, not a garden centre, a playground for the kids. So Ellie's up in one of the tractors. Oh, yeah, so it's very hard when they live so far away. Yeah, Jay is, yeah, he definitely does bring them to life. So that's my 2 different leaves. And as you can see, this one's already started to lighten up in colour. Okay. So, yeah, so test your blends when you get them to make sure that, and let's do this cone flower. Just, hello, Lisa, how are you, love? Thank you for joining. Hope you've had a lovely day. Now, have I got a big block here? Because I've still got my stuff packed away from classes. Do I have a big block? No, I don't. So we might not be using the cone flower because I don't have the block big enough to hang on to it. What have we got? We've got a butterfly there, but ooh, that'll set the color lifter is my best friend to help you with coloring. Oh yes, tell me, Anita, do tell me. Love watching Patty Bennett. Yeah, she's pretty amazing too. So yeah, we've got a little butterfly here. Let's stamp that. You can also stamp in your just your normal colored inks. So let's do a crisp cantaloupe with our new ink pads. So these are our brand new ink pads, and they are magnetic. So I just love that they clip back together. You should see them up here in my little stand. They look so lovely together. So I'll just move the blends out of the way a bit. So these are a felt pad, so you need to walk your stamp over the ink to get a nice image. Oh, look at that. Let's do another one. Now, it's probably not the best colour to be able to colour, the best design to be able to colour, because there's lots of little tiny bits in there. But I'm going to give it a go with this light Barely blush. And again, just colour the whole, well, I just colour the whole thing in the lighter colour, and then I come back and add the darker colours. How did you do the coloured stripes inside the pad? Oh, okay, Karen. On the back, when I've put the stickers on, I put the stickers front and back so that I know, you know, which lid it is that fits which, you know, container. But on the back here, I've just cut this extra little strips here off the back of these on all of them. And then I've just put my name on it. I also usually put what date I open them, so I can remember how old they are. So yeah, I've just cut these little strips off and put in there so I know that that's a Peaceful Pine ink pad. I've seen other people put their name in there, but I don't feel like I need to. I can look at that and go, oh yeah, that's Peaceful Pine. So that's what I do. But, and look, they're all stacked together. I do love them. I do love them. So yeah. And they fit in my storage. Still, the depth is just the only thing. They're a little bit longer than our current ones, but the width is not too much more than the other ones. I can't flip my camera to show you, I'm sorry. Oh, that's probably another reason why I don't like colouring with blends, because I don't really like that noise. It's like the fingernails down the board or the chalk, the duster. So I'm just going to colour the whole thing. And then I'm just going to come in. So much easier to stamp with. Yes, Karen, I'm finding that too. So I'm just going to come in and do a couple of these a little bit darker. Because like I said, I'm not really a colour expert, but I figure if we just give his little wings a bit of difference in colour, that will help us out. What have we got? 1, 2. So I'm going to have to do that one and that one. There we go. And I reckon we can bring in some. That means you're pressing a bit heavy. Oh yeah, the little dotty one, it was a bit, I did press a bit heavy on that one. Hello Del, how are you? So I'm just going to bring some light. Oh, that is dark. Light crisp cantaloupe into these bits that I've added extra colour to. How's Townsville, Del? Is it hot or what? Is there any weather coming in from that cyclone? So let's give him a light Peaceful Pine belly. Body. Ooh, that's a bit dark, but anyway. I would like to see their nibs a little bit smaller. But there we go. And then we're going to bring some of that dark in as well. So I'm just going to put that on the top edges of that. And like Anita said, just practice. Practice makes perfect. And I mean, you know, there's no such thing as a perfect butterfly out there or whatever. And then you can come back then with your light one and just colour over the top. When you are colouring, if it makes that scratchy noise, it means you're a bit heavy-handed. Oh, really? Well, I'm not even really pressing very hard. That's weird. Just makes that little scratchy noise. Ooh, gets on my... And I'm just going in a circular motion now, just so that we don't kind of have those little lines. So Anita, where would you use the colour lifter in that butterfly? Because I do have one, it's just not with us. Not with me right here. But I'll bring him up and show you what he looks like. So you can see. I personally find the lighter I am, the better the colouring is. Hello, Monica. How are you, love? Thank you for joining. How's the weather down in Bundy? Oh, well, Bagara for you. Just doing that little bit of colouring there. I quite like both of those. On the edge of the wings to add depth. Oh, yeah. Okay. Like along these edges. in here. Well, I'll have to have a play with that. But let's go to the other techniques that I want to show you tonight, because there's a couple of different things and I want to use the new colors as well. So I have an embossing folder here, and I want to show you how you can add some depth to your embossed image. Okay, so like I said, I've just got a piece of white here. I'm just going to pop it in and run it. Oh no, I'm not going to run it through first. I'm going to put the ink on. Now let me think about this. Yeah, I'm going to put the ink on the top of where the Stampin' Up is. Hello, Christine. I went to pull out one of the new ink pads. It also I went to pull out one of the new ink pads, but it also clicked to another one and both came out. Yeah, that's what I'm finding. Oh, okay, righto. Yeah, no, I haven't found that yet when I pull it out. So yeah, so we're going to put ink on this side of the embossing folder where the Stampin' Up is, and I'm going to use Hydrangea Hue for that. Now, I haven't actually tested what it's like to drag these across our embossing folders, but I'm just going to give it a light covering. Now, I'm noticing that it's giving us lines, so I don't know if that's going to give us lines when we run it through the embossing folder. So I'm just going to pop that into there. It'll be a bit crooked, but that'll be fine. And then we're going to go over to the Stampin' Cut and Emboss, which is behind me. And you're going to use platform 1 and platform 4 with your embossing folder in between. 1 and 4. Let's see what it looked like. Ooh, it looks pretty. Okay, so that's one way that you can add ink to your embossing folder, but we'll do it on the other side and I'll show you the difference. Just give that a quick wipe off. I know we're going to put the same color on, but I just don't want too much on there. So this is another way to use your embossing folder as well. This time we are going to put it on the raised side of our embossing. Let me just dry that a little bit because we don't want it too wet. There we go. So this time again, we're going to put it on the raised side. So everything that's raised up is going to be coloured, and everything that's not high will be... Right, let's go. Okay, again, your embossing folder with the seam in the inside, and then platform 4. I think I found something in the catalogue you like. Yes, Lisa, it's a beautiful embossing folder. I do have the card that I cut out last week, this outline that I did with the new impressions plate. Oh, well, that didn't really do much, did it? Oh, dopey, it's on the back. And then that's the other way. So you can see the difference that you can make by simply putting the ink on the embossed side or the debossed side of our plates. I really like Hydrangea Hue. I thought I would like it as soon as I saw it. Now you could also on the on this one, what did you think of the impressions plate? I really haven't played with it, Lisa. I did the one that I did with you guys last week, which I will show you that card. I put it here in a safe spot. I'll move that out of our way. So that was the one I cut last week. And then I just used the daubers. Oh yeah, Kayla, I know. Some colours you just like, you've got to play with it so you can start to love it. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, so I just grabbed my daubers then and just run over the raised bits to add the different colour. So I've used Crisp Cantaloupe like the background, and then Peaceful Pine, and in the middle here is Barely Blush. So I don't know whether the one, I've still got the pieces here, whether it's in here or not. There's the other one from the other night. But I really haven't had a chance to play this week. No, it's not here in this pile. So yeah, so I really like the look of that Impressions mat. I just need to play with it some more before I can reserve judgment. So yeah, so what you could also do on this one that's already raised, you could drag your ink pad across it. You know, let's get these out of the road. You could drag it across and you could add some more color to that. We did this with a card that Karen taught at the beach last week with the sunflowers, and oh, it was so beautiful. Oh, look at that. So yeah, don't be afraid to play. You know, yes, it's looking a bit scratchy, but when you get all the other bits on there, oh, I really like that. When you get all your other bits and bobs on there, it's going to make a totally different look again. I really like that. That's very pretty. You could have added another lighter color maybe in there to make this a little bit different in color. Yeah, I love that. So let's put that one up there and wipe this table down. And then I thought, because I'm playing with, that kind of reminds me like the phone. Yes, absolutely. The Delft china from Holland. Yeah, I really like it. It looks really good. Really happy with that. Now, whenever I buy my 5 new ink pads, I always buy my re-inkers to go with it straight away, because ultimately they've just filled these. So this should be the same dye lot. So that's why I grab one at exactly the same time. Now, people ask, why do you grab re-inkers? What else can you use them for? There's so many things that you can use them for. You can just use them straight on a block, and just, you only need the littlest, tiniest drop. And then we need a paint, aqua painter. This one's got water in it, bit of water. And then you can, if I had a thought, got my watercolour paper out. I've just got a little scrappy bit in here. Come on. When I want it to come out, it won't come out, hey? So I just keep all my scraps in the bag. And you can make your watercolour paper into light and dark. Let me just put another drop in there so that you've got some colour variation. So you can do some watercolouring with them. You can add a bit more depth of colour there if you like. And then blend it down so you've got light and dark. But you can also use this to do, I'll do it at the end of this. You can also use your re-inkers to do some splattering. And like if you want some darker colours, just get more of the solid one and just do some splattering with that. But there's so many things that we can do with re-inkers. I'm just trying to think what else just off the top of my head. I might actually while I've got some ink there, I might I wish Stampin' Up would do the labels on the re-interstate in black, as they are hard to read. Put it in the sandbox, Glenda. Go to the suggestion box and the re-inkers. Yeah, I thought that's what you meant. Go to the suggestion box in your demonstrator website and put a suggestion in, because they actually do read them and they go through and see what people have said that they'd like to see happen. Now, let's hope I don't make a big mess of this, but look, we're going to add some blue splatters to that embossing, that embossed one. Hello, Mary. I missed you coming in. Yeah, so there's so many things that we can do with our re-inkers. Baby wipe technique. Baz, can you chuck me a baby wipe, please? That's another great technique that we can do. I've just got to try and clean up this brush. Thank you, darling. Oh, look out, girls. He's getting the chips. Are you ready? You can hear the chippy monster coming. I think the same with the labels on the ink pad. There's no way I can read the barely brush, so I made mine. I normally do that too, Anita. I normally label them with black writing because, yeah, with the fluoro lights in here, you have a look at my crumb cake. Is it here or is it still in the bag? Yes, this is my crumb cake. Now, crumb cake's brown, but mine's gone green. So, yeah, so I relabel them as well. I just haven't got around to it yet with the new ones. Darling Duckling can go up there. Righto, re-inkers. Thanks, Baz, Lisa said. I'm just going to clean this brush off first. Get some of that ink out of there. Right, let's get rid of that one. There's blue ink everywhere on my bone folder. But I hope this gives you some good little ideas for you to go and play with your products that you get. Because like I said, we all buy stuff and go, why did I buy this? There is a lady, I think she's in Canada. I think her name's Lindsay Mahone. Something like that anyway. I'll find the link and share it with you. She does have a weekly YouTube that, why did I buy this? Right, so baby wipe, okay? Baby wipe. Okay, we might do it one more time because we've only got a little tiny butterfly. Where is he? Here he is. Here's our little tiny butterfly. So with your re-inkers, just put some little dobs of ink in places. Thank you, Anita. You watch her too. Yeah, she's amazing. Do a little bit of blue. Blue will be fairly vibrant, so probably don't do too much blue. But you're making your own ink pad so that you can have a few different colors in there. I might put another one there. Righto. Okay, let's grab another bit of paper. Here we go. Move that to the side. Okay. Hold it in the baby wipe for a minute. Oh, look at that, how pretty. And it doesn't matter if you go over to another different spot in the ink pad. Oh, I'm loving this. Look at those colors together. Who else thinks those colors together look really good? Probably could have added a little bit more, but they'll be right. There we go. So you get this variation of color on your butterfly depending on where you put it on your new ink pad. Okay, so another thing you can do with that is, I'll just trim that one down. Let's trim that bit off. You can do what we call, I'll leave that there, the swipe technique. So if you don't like inky fingers, it's probably not the technique for you, but hang on, I might fold it over. And then you just swipe your card with the colors. And you get a variation of colors then. I'm going to have some more blue in there. But if you don't like inky fingers, that's probably not the one for you. Okay, but I can see those little butterflies sitting on that background there in that. And you've probably still got enough ink in there to stamp another butterfly. Let's have a look. Let's flip this over. Yep, there's still enough ink in there so you can get a couple of different, you know, variations out of it. If you had more ink in those spots, maybe, but don't forget it's going to blend and bleed. So, but I like that. I like that little background. Let me just get rid of that one. My daughter's probably wondering why I'm not replying to her, but then she'll remember that it's Thursday night and it's time to play with my friends. I'm so appreciate that you all hop on here and listen to me platter on, or whatever the word is. Okay, let's have a look. Sunset, yes. You could do a sunset with that, Karen. So the thing to remember is our paper's very porous, so you can't have a lot of moisture on just our cardstock. Whereas if you were doing watercolour, which is what I'm about to do actually, I'm going to show you a watercolour technique. Right, we've got this little strip here, okay, and I've got, where has it gone? My little plastic baggie. I had a little plastic baggie here somewhere. There it is, it's hiding under there. And I've got a plastic bag. We get these on all of our things. So I'm just going to move these guys out of the road for a minute. And again, I'm going to use our new colours. Now, with this technique, we're going to use a block as well. Okay. And we are going to put the lightest colour down first, and then the darkest, lightest to darkest. So we may not see our Barely Blush, but I'm going to put some Barely Blush on here. Okay, we can't really see it. Then we're going to put some crisp cantaloupe. And we're going to put that kind of in the middle. Okay, because we don't really want to muddy our ink pads up, so we're trying to use the colours that blend together. And then we're going to use Golden Glow. Okay, so that's on our block, but I'm going to also, because I need another piece of paper, I'm going to also is there one or two there? There's two there. You can use your re-inkers on your, so that one is the Barely Blush. Then we went Crisp Cantaloupe, and then we went Golden Glow. Okay. So we've got our three lots of colours, and you need a, I'm just going to move those over. You need, I might just put a couple of these out so it'll stop the spray going everywhere. Okay, put that back up there. So you're going to wet your piece of watercolour paper as well, and then you're going to spray your block. Okay, now you need to have it very wet. Same with this. You want these colours blending together. Okay, again, spray your watercolour paper. Now on this one, because it hasn't really blended too well, I'm going to try and spray it some more, because we don't really want those big splotchy dots. Okay, so then we're just going to pop that over there. Now, because these are very light colours, they've kind of washed away with the water. But see how on the block here, you've got those patches where the water hasn't actually sunk into the watercolour paper, and that's why you'll get like a dry look to them. But lift that up now and pull that off, and as it dries, it will dry a little bit lighter than it was before. But I want you to get your products out and play with them, because like we have all this stuff, but half the time we don't use it to its full potential. So, right, my block is dry, but that's going to have to go over there for a minute. And I'll pull that bit up. Now, here's our other one. Now, I've just left that a little bit longer so I can see whether I've got enough water on that. Now, you can either bring the piece of paper to the plastic, or you can bring the paper to the plastic. And in this case, I'm going to do that because there's too much water on there. Okay. And then lift it up. And there you have another variation of those colours. I'm just going to get another one because there's still a lot of ink on that. Just going to get another one and wet it. Now there's this Fluid 100. It's such a good coloured watercolour paper. It allows the water to soak in nicely without saturating it too much. There we go, there's another one. What do you reckon? You like that one, do you? Yeah. So I'm just going to clean that mess up. Just get a paper towel. Now, if there's too much colour on there, you can use this paper towel to dab some of that liquid off if you want. And then that gives you some of the patterns from the paper towel as well. Is that something that you think, oh God, look at the spray over there. Is that something that you would do with your bits and bobs? I've got one more thing I want to show you with our new InColors and our re-inkers. I'll let those dry and then we'll make a card, I reckon, once they dry, because this next technique, it takes a little bit of drying time as well. So let's just put that over there and that over there and that over there. My poor little desktop here has got lots of ink all over it now. But anyway, it's all good. I'm just going to move these over here to dry. Now you can heat up the drying time with your heat tool. Right, let's get them out of there. Okay. Oh, hello, Miss Nettie. How are you, darling? Thank you for watching me. Nettie's my long-lost cousin. And the only way that Nettie and I found each other was the fact that I had posted a wedding photo of my grandparents. And Annette's great-grandfather, I think, was an old too. So that's how we found each other. Thank you, Nettie, for watching. Right, my other little thing I want to show you is with re-inkers as well. And please pray for me because I haven't actually checked my embossing paste out to see if it's still got some liquid or is it dried up. So this one's the Shimmer Paste. It comes shimmery white paste. It comes with this lid and a sealed piece, but I also put a piece of press and seal over it Oh, look at that. It's still beautiful and buttery. Nice. So, I've got an, what are those things called? Those things are called silicone mats. So we are just going to get a bit of this buttery embossing paste out. And we're going to put that out here on there. And then I'm going to close it up. I always try to take all that air out of it. And pop that back on and then pop it back in the bag that it comes in. All these products are Stampin' Up products and they are available from our online store, but if you want to shop with me, let me know and I will send you a link. Righto, let's get a stencil. Now, Stampin' Up have 2 new stencils. One is watery droplets and one looks like, I would explain it like giraffe dots. So I'm going to use a piece of our new colours. Let me grab them. I put them up there in front of me. Yeah, I might use that one actually. So that one is our Golden Glow. So we've got a piece of Golden Glow. We've got some white shimmery embossing powder, embossing paste, and I'm going to add, not Golden Glow because that's the colour we've got. I'm going to add a little bit of crisp cantaloupe to it. And when I say a little bit, I mean half a drop. You don't need very much because you don't want it to be, there we go, that will be plenty. Okay, need to move those baby wipes out of my way. And just use your palette knife. Now the thing with this embossing paste is you have to wash your tools almost immediately as soon as you're finished, because once they dry, once the embossing paste dries on them, they kind of have that residue left over. So you can see that I didn't put very much colour in that, and I've got really nice colouring in my paste. So let's move our paste to the side. Now, like I said, this is an old stencil, but we're going to use it. So I'm just going to use it in sparingly over. There we go. She's finally remembered that I'm on a live. And then get some more. And you don't have to cover the whole page. You just can cover it in dribs and drabs, bits and pieces, bits and bobs. Oh, I like this colour on top of the Golden Glow. And then I've got this little bit more left down here, so I'm just going to add it to the bottom of my page. And then with that paste that's left there, I am going to spread it over the rest of the card now, card front. Okay. Now this has like a iridescent kind of look to it, so you will get the variation in colour. On your background. Who has some of these products in their stash and hasn't used them? Righto, let's reveal. But before we do, I'm going to wipe these few things down. Good night, Mon. Thank you, honey, for watching. Enjoy your rest. Right, you can see that it's still got a bit of residue on it, so just give it a little a little wipe over. Get rid of this off of here. And this one off here. And that's the beauty of this silicone mat. You can clean it straight away and everything is gone off of it. There we go. Now let's reveal. Are we ready? The big reveal. Oh, I missed some there, but that doesn't matter. I'm going to wipe that down now. Actually, I might just rinse that under the tap, girls. Okay. There we go. Now, let's have a look. Your phone's about to die? Okay then, well I'll catch you next time. Lisa, thank you for watching. So as you can see, you've got that variation in colour there now, so that you can see the two different lots of embossing paste. Well, the coloured and the non-coloured. Okay, now we'll have to let that one dry before we can make a card with it, but let's bring back in our others and we'll have a look, see how they're going. I'll just put that one up there. Paper towel. Wipe this down. There we go. Yes. If your embossing paste, I saw somebody say that it's dried up. I can tell you, you can revitalize it. Let's have a look at just the embossing paste, not the shimmery one. Again, I've got a plastic bag over it. Now, what did I do with that? Mine's hard. But what I would do with that is I would put a little bit of water in, cover it up for a day or so, and then come back and give it a little stir up. I don't know if we'll revitalize this one because it does look pretty hard, but I'll just put another little dab of water over here. I have revitalized it before, so just give it a little bit of water in there. Maybe tomorrow come back and check it. You might be able to revitalize it, but yeah, just make sure that you've got it sealed and sealed well. Okay, let's pull these ones back in. Let's get the colors out of the road because we don't need them anymore. So who's going to buy their re-inkers for their ink pads straight away and do something with them? I highly recommend that. Okay, now where is our watercolour butterflies, our baby white butterflies? Oh, that's nice, I like that. Okay, and here are our other two backgrounds that we did. So move that one over, put that, and then I think These might be, oh, they're still fairly wet, these. So this one's probably the driest. Now, I don't know whether this was the first, second, or third because I moved them and didn't mark them. Okay, but that one's ready to go as well. So we'll put that there. So let's make a card. That one's still a bit wet yet too. But there's another one. So let's make a card with this. I'm gonna fussy cut this little butterfly out. Scissors. I like to use these little, I always buy ring-inkers. Good girl, Glenda. Good girl, proud of you. Okay, I've got a couple of different butterflies here. Oh, where's the things that I coloured? Oh, here they are. There's our coloured ones. Sorry, when I'm fussy cutting, I concentrate too much to to talk. I apologise, girls. Let's have a look here. Has everybody got their catalogues? I know I have. I'm very excited to have my actual catalogue in my hand. So if you don't have your catalogue and you are a demonstrator, if you go into your demonstrator site, you can, you will be prompted to add a catalogue to your order so that you can get a catalogue. There's no catalogue sent out anymore. You have to place an order. Now, if you are one of my customers in the last 6 months, I'm still just waiting on my catalogues. I will get one to you. So please bear with me. And I will get one of those to you. The catalogue goes live on the 5th of May. And I'm going to try and have a catalogue launch, but I just don't know when I'm going to fit that in. I'm just trying to see where this wing goes because it didn't stamp real well. Oh, I wish that chippy monster would go away. Okay. There he goes. I think he's finished now. Always has some chips when he's watching TV. Okay, we'll get a couple of little cards made out of some of these samples tonight. I did bring my other ones that we made last week over with me so I could show you for those of you who weren't here last week. And we chop that little butterfly's antennae off. Okay, there's a couple of butterflies. Let's find a card base now. I know I've got a couple left over here from, oh, let's do the blue. Let's do the blue. So that's Hydrangea Hue is our blue. Let's pop that up there. That's the rest of our butterflies. Now, that's my bone folder. Now, when you're going to chop something like this that's got embossing paste or a texture on it, always chop it on the reverse with your trimmer blades or your guillotine or whatever, just to protect it from all this excess stuff. So I am going to chop this one. I'm going to bring the big guillotine in. I want a bit of both, so here, let's go out there. There we go. It's probably still a little bit moist, but not too bad. Okay, so we've got our nice little pretty strip down there. What else can we add to this card? We've got this bit. Will that work? Maybe not. Maybe not. But we could cut out our big flower out of this. Maybe not that one. Yeah, let's put that on there. And then that way, the butterfly's got something to land on. Where's our little trimmer? And I think, Kayla, this is where one of your sketches would come in handy. If you follow the girls from the Stamping Lounge, Kayla, Mashwari, and Rochelle Laird, they have a new product in their shop, and it's 52 sketches. So I don't have my box close handy to me, so I can't get it to show you. Let's have a look at this. We might have too much texture going on here if I put that and that. I might just cut this flower out actually, I think. Don't be afraid to try different things with your products. You know, like if this doesn't really work out, it doesn't matter. It's only a piece of cardstock. It's not like you're chucking away $1 million. And I mean, you know, if you don't try it, you'll never know what it's going to look like. And I'm sure all of those people who design their own fancy folds, which I would love to be smart enough to design, I'm sure they chuck out a whole heap of papers before they get their actual final masterpiece. Nearly there, girls. Okay, let's have a look. Ooh, that's looking nice. I reckon we could even maybe chop out some of those leaves. I wished I hadn't have chopped it like that now. But anyway, there's some up here. Let's get them. I think we need to do something in the background of this one too. I think we could do some stamping in there. Okay, let's have a look, see. Stick that one that's half cut out in underneath there. Nope, he's not going to work like that. Or maybe I'll make him go to the edge. With that's better. Make him go to that edge. Oh, I'm liking this, girls. I'm liking it. I'll do this little leaf. There's a whole heap of texture going on this page. This card, I mean. This page. I could have that one in there. And there's some more leaves over here. I don't want those ones. Let's do this one. Are you loving it, girls? Lost a few of you. Hope you're getting some inspiration is all that I love to bring you on a Thursday night. I hope it inspires you to try different things. There we go. Look at that. We've got a leaf there and a leaf there. One there. Very good. Now, let's get these butterflies. I'll keep those bits. I might even put that on the inside. Just keep them. I don't think we need that one. I think I'll leave him out for now. Where's our butterflies? Oh, yeah, I like that. I do like that, but I don't think we need two of them. But we could have one flying higher than the other, and so we've got a shadow underneath. So let's do something with the back of this. Now, I didn't bring any of the new stamps over here, but look what's in Coneflower. There is some dots, some dots. Let's do some of those. I need a block. Yeah, that block should do. There we go. Okay, so we've got that colour and that. You know what? I might use Secret C. Secret C. Actually, no, I'll use Misty Moonlight is what I'll use. Misty Moonlight, that's what I'll use. I think that will be a nice colour in the background. There we go. And I always put my ink pad up higher away from me. Okay, let's do some stamping now. Notice that's got a little mark on it, so let's put some ink over that and we won't really notice it. Don't forget to rotate your stamp. Don't have them all going the same way. Just give it a little bit of texture in the background there. I do like playing like this just to see if I can create something a little bit different to what I'm normally used to. I'm pretty much a structured crafter. Right, let's have a look. Let's just wipe that little mess up so we don't get any excess on our card. Oh, I just blew that everywhere. Okay, let's have a look what a white piece of paper would look like underneath that before we go any further. Let's have a look. Oh, that might still be a bit dry, wet. All right, let's have a look now. Another leaf there. No, I don't like it. Okay, we've got our piece of Golden Glow, our piece of Hydrangea Hue, which I believe we need to trim down a little bit. We've got this one, and we've got this leaf in here, And this one needs to come over here a little bit because I need to keep it close to that edge with that cut off bit. Oh, stop moving. There we go. And then put that one up there. Okay, let's have a look now. Our 2 butterflies. Let's put some dimensionals on them. Anita, you'll be so proud of me. Look what I'm doing. I'm going in a line. Actually, before I do that, oh, that looks so striking on the video there. I'm just going to give my butterfly some dimension. Love what you did on the background. Yes. There's a closer view of it. Look at that flower. Just looks beautiful. I'm waiting for the video to catch up before I move it. Yeah, look at that. Right. I'm just going to give my butterfly some dimension. So I'll put some dimensionals on it now so he looks like he's flying. Okay, and we're going to stick that off to the side of that one. Oh, that one did lose his antennae. Let's just chop that one off completely because the one below it's got it on. Okay, let's just take these off. Okay, now just to make him look like he's flying, we're going to offset it a little bit. There we go. And he's flying on the edge of that, flower. Oh, what else could I add on there? What else have I got? What else could I add? I wonder. I wonder if I can put my title on that, or if that's going to be too much. I'll leave that one, it's still a bit wet there. What have we got up here? I haven't got many supplies in front of me, ladies, so I'm just trying to see what I've got here. Oh, maybe something like that in the background might look nice. Yeah, I might do them. Might do a few of those in the background. One big one. Right, we've got some cardstock here. What have we got? I think we need to have... Ooh. What does that look like? See, this is what happens when you don't plan. You don't really have a clue. Barry nearly choked on his words then. He was listening to me say that. I'm just going to die cut a couple of these little fellas out and see what they look like. Did you nearly choke, my love? We don't want that happening. Right, let's have a look at this. Okay. I think these dies are on last chance. The Swirl Design dies. I think they're on last chance. But I haven't even used them yet, so I wanted to use them. What do we reckon? Okay, let's get rid of that. I do like that bump. Let's see what this looks like in the background. And there's another little tiny one. What does that look like if we cut another one of those? Cut one more of those and see. Then you're left over with these pieces that you pull out. So I just feel like the background is a bit too stark. Let's have a look. Might be a bit too much, I think. Needs something, I'm just not sure what. Let's just pull those bits to the side, put the dies back there. There we go. And then that one. Okay. I might stick this one down first. I'll stick that one down. It needs to be trimmed a little tiny bit. Let's trim it just a smidge. Messy table happening. There's going to be snow back on the floor, Baz. So again, making sure that when you're trimming it, you're trimming it upside down so you're not cutting straight through that embossing paste. There we go. Stick that one down. So I'm pretty happy with that. Whoa. Lucky. That's a big blobby bit. Okay. Now, I think I'll stick the leaf down flat and pop up the flower. So there's one leaf. So where's this other one gonna go? Put a little skinny one up here. Help me out, girls, help me out. A bit more glue on that. And then this one. I really do like that embossing folder with the hydrangea hue ink on it. Right, as soon as we've got a straight edge there, we're going to shove it right in underneath here. There we go. Now, before we finalise our decision, let's have a look what these look like. Nope, I don't like them. Get rid of that. What about our frame? Oh, I'm liking that. What do you reckon? Put that right on the edge. Needs to come down a bit, but yeah, I quite like that frame. I'm going to use it. I'm going to use it. Where's that silicone mat? Going to use it. Right. Now, when you've got something like this that's got holes in it, just don't put a lot of glue on it. Right. We could have come down a bit further with our flower, but I've already stuck our leaves, so I'm going to make my frame just come down a bit further. And then I'm going to make it go right to the edge of my card there. There we go. And well, that one's not completely stuck, so that helps me out a little bit. Can come down a little bit more. Let's put some more glue on that. Okay, now our butterfly here. Okay, so let's put some dimensionals on that, get those out of the way. Oh, look at how pretty that is on the background. Oh, nice. Karen, we could do that with your technique. Oh, pardon me. Anita will be laughing at me. There's too many dimensionals, but I don't like a saggy flower. One more in there for good measure, I reckon. There we go. We could have put some, which I might do after I'm finished, some little sprigs of the crisp cantaloupe in there, or the barley blush, whatever colour that is. Yeah, crisp cantaloupe, I think. Oh, my fingers are not working. Right. So let's add that flower there. And then I've got a best wishes here, so I might put that in there. And where do we want our flower? Our butterfly. He's nearly too big. He's nearly too big. But let's let's just quickly fussy cut around this. Sorry, girls. I'm concentrating again. Can't do two things at once. Card making on the fly sometimes scares some people, but I like it. I like the adrenaline of it. It makes me think on the fly. There we go. I think I just need to trim this up a bit more. It's a bit too crooked. There we go. We could have our best wishes. Yeah, up there, I think. I don't know that I like the butterfly. Do you like the butterfly? Tell me yes or no. Butterfly, yes. Butterfly, no. Best wishes is definitely going there. Some dimensionals on this end. And dimensional down there. Butterfly, yes. Butterfly, no. Tell me, help me out. So on these other parts where it's going to be sitting on the flower, I'm just going to put a little tiny dab of glue just to hold it there. Okay, best wishes. On the edge of our I like that frame. I like that. I honestly think the butterfly is too big. So I think I might leave it off. Leave the butterfly off, I believe. Right, let's get rid of this and this and this. These are our pieces that we've embossed tonight. I've cut some leaves out of those ones. There's our butterflies. Let's get that out of the way, that out of the way. This back here. What do you reckon? I think I like that. And I think with some little spriggy things coming out of it, I think will be a nice card when it's finished. Here's our other embossed piece. There's our shimmery paste and our little flower butterflies. So quite a few techniques there, girls. We've got our blends with our Memento ink, but like I said, there's a new ink coming called the hybrid ink. This one here and this one here is our baby wipe technique. This one is our watercolour with our re-inkers. Now I'll bring those other ones back in to show you the difference in those. Let's move that one over to here. There's our other ones. I think this was the first one I did on the block, and these ones, because they're a little bit darker, were done on the plastic bag. And see here on this one, you can see where I've pulled out the colour with the paper towel. And then this one and this one are done on our very beautiful embossing folder, our Something in Bloom. Let's have a look. I've got a catalogue right here. but I can't show you the inside. What is it called? What is it called? It is called the Floral Spray 3D Embossing Folder. This one. And so for this one, I added ink on the top side of this one here. And then I dragged the ink pad across it. And then on this one, I added ink on the raised side, and that makes it come out on the embossing folder like that. So girls, I've got a couple more cards to show you from last week that some of you may not have seen. And then I've got some card kits left over from Wednesday where I made a spinner card with the gears and textures. Oh look, there's the other piece of that card that I was looking for before. This one, that's what it looks like before you put the blending on the daubers. So that's that one. And then these were the two cards I made last week with brand new product. Like I said, I haven't had much of a chance to play with it just yet. So, yeah. But I love what I created tonight. I hope you get a chance to have some play time. Please share on this video what you've created, and then share with me, and I would love to see. And then these are the two cards that we made on our coffee and cards yesterday. This one is a birthday card for the boss over here. Just you don't look. You're just not allowed to look. So it's like a little corner fold, corner tuck card. And the other one is this one that's got a little tiny spinner on it. So after I'd made this, I said to the girls when they were making theirs to put some gears and textures on this white bit. I felt it was a bit too stark and a bit too white. So these little spinners my friend Julie Putland got from somewhere, Temu, Amazon, somewhere. They are very, very tiny. I don't know if you can see how tiny they are, but they are very tiny. And I've just got a glue dot on both sides holding that in there, but it gives that spinning effect. So yeah, so if you want a kit of those, I've still got some of those. But thank you for watching. Same time, same place next Thursday. I do hope you enjoyed that as much as I enjoyed bringing it to you. So I'll bring that, oh, I need bling too on this one. Bring that up a little bit closer so you can see that and the texture in that. Just got to wait for the video to catch up. Here we go. I'll take it down just a little bit. There we go. But anyway, thank you for watching, and good night for now.